Approaches to curriculum design. Identify some familiar curriculum design and approaches to the design. Analyze the approaches in the light how these are applied in school settings. But before we go further, let's deal with the types of curriculum design models. There are many ways of looking at curriculum and designing one for our own purposes that is focused on the widely used of example. We have three: the subject-centered design, the learner-centered design, and the problem-centered design. Let's start with the subject-centered design. This is a curriculum design that focuses on the content of the curriculum. This corresponds mostly to the textbook because textbooks are usually written based on the specific subject or course. So, gaya ng mga nakasanayan natin sa school are allocated to the different school subjects such as science, mathematics, language, social studies, physical education, and etc. This is the practice that we have here in the Philippines. So, most of the schools using these kinds of structure and curriculum design aim for excellence in the specific subject discipline content. Subject-centered curriculum design has also summarization which are focused on the individual subject, specific discipline, and combination of subject or discipline which are a broad field or interdisciplinary. Subject-centered design is further divided into four. The first one is a subject design. Subject design curriculum is the oldest, so far the most familiar design for teachers, parents, and the laymen. In fact, marami pang mga teacher ang nag-i-implement ng ganitong klaseng design until now. According to the advocates, subject design is an advantage because it's easy to deliver. Textbook or written and support instructional materials are commercially available. It means maraming available sa bookstore and marami ring available sa internet. Teachers are familiar with the format because they were educated using also the design in the Philippine educational system. The number of subjects in the elementary education is fewer than in the secondary level. In college naman, the number of subjects also differ according to the degree programs being pursued. For each subject, a curriculum is being designed. Iba yung curriculum ng Ed 111 sa Ed 21. Iba din sa Ed 112. Mas lalong iba yung curriculum natin sa BEd and Gen Ed doon sa BS Engineering. However, the drawback of this design is that sometimes learning is so compartmentalized. It views the learners as passive actor in the educative processes. It stresses so much the content and forgets about students' natural tendencies, interests, and experiences. So, because focus masyado doon sa subject na hiniglek, yung mismong potentials and talents ng mga learners, and because of that, they are being restricted from performing, from being active in the process itself. So, this is the traditional approach to teaching and learning. Second, we have discipline design. This curriculum design models related to subject design. This is related to subject design. However, while subject design centers only on the cluster of content, discipline design focuses on academic discipline. Students in history should learn the subject matter like historians. Students in biology should learn how the biologists learn, and so with the student in mathematics who should learn how mathematicians learn. In the same manner, teachers should teach how the scholars in the discipline will convey the particular knowledge. Discipline design model of curriculum is often used in college but not in the elementary or secondary levels. So from the subject-centered curriculum moves higher to a discipline when the students are more mature and are already moving towards their career path or discipline: science, mathematics, psychology, humanities, history, and others. So to make the long story short, discipline design is far broader compared to the subject design. Third, we have correlation design. Coming from a correlated curriculum design links separate subject design in order to reduce fragmentation. Subjects are related to one another and still maintain their identity. For example, English literature and social studies correlate well in the elementary level in two subjects, while history is being studied. Different literary pieces during the historical period are also being studied. The same is true when science become core. Mathematics is related to it, as they are taken in chemistry, physics, and biology. So that's why may mga topics sa science na kasama din doon sa subject na history. May mga topics din sa mathematics na inuulit sa physics at chemistry. At the same thing is true kapag yung subject is literature na pinagstatudihan din natin doon sa history. Fourth one, we have broad field design or interdisciplinary. So I know that you are familiar with the word interdisciplinary. Broad field design or interdisciplinary is a variation of subject-centered design. This design was made to cure compartmentalization of the separate subjects and integrate the contents that are related to one another. For example, the subject geography, economic, political science, anthropology, sociology, and history are infused into one subject called social studies. Language arts will include grammar, literature, linguistics, spelling, and composition. Sometimes this design is called holistic curriculum. Broad fields draw around themes and integration. Interdisciplinary design is similar to thematic design, where a specific theme is identified and all other subject areas revolve around the theme.
The learner-centered design upholds progressivism. If you can still remember, progressivism views the learners as the center of the educative process. So this emphasis is very strong in the elementary level because learners in the level are more dependent compared to high school and college learners. Although in high school, the subject or content has become the focus in the college level. The discipline, the center, both levels still recognize the importance of the learner in the curriculum. Here are some examples of curriculum designs. Child-centered design, experience-centered design, humanistic design. The first one, we have child-centered design. So this design is often attributed to the influence of John Dewey, Rousseau, Pestalozzi, and Froebel. This curriculum design is anchored on the needs and interests of the child. The learner is not considered a passive individual but one who engages with her environment. One learns by doing. Learners actively create, construct meanings and understanding as viewed by the constructivist. Now, in the child-centered design, learners interact with the teachers and the environment. Thus, there is a collaborative effort on both sides to plan lessons, select content, and do activities together. Learning is a product of the child's interaction with the environment. It means this design, the learners are active participants of the educative process, no? So the classroom in this design class is democratic. Students can state their opinion and, more importantly, their opinions and suggestions are considered by the teachers. Second, we have experience-centered design. This design is similar to the child-centered design, although the focus becomes the starting point of the curriculum or the interests and needs of learners cannot be pre-planned. Class remains to be the child. So, ibig sabihin, hindi pwede na ma-predict. So, with experience-centered design, believes that the interest and needs of learners cannot be pre-planned. Instead, experience of the learners become the starting point of the curriculum. Thus, the school environment is left open and free. Learners are made to choose from various activities that the teachers provides. The learners are empowered to shape their own learning from different opportunities given by the teacher. So there's no uniformity class in the activities provided by the teachers, no? Because again, teacher cannot predict kung ano yung gusto ng bata. That's why the teacher provide differentiated activities. The learners are empowered to shape their learning. Teachers, so in a school where experience-centered curriculum is provided, different learning centers are found, time is flexible, and children are afraid to make options. Activities revolve around different emphases such as touching, feeling, imagining, constructing, relating in others. The emergence of multiple intelligence theory blends with the experience-centered design curriculum. Third, we have humanistic design. The key influence to Carl Rogers, I hope na remember nyo pa siya. Third, we have humanistic design. The key influence to Abraham Maslow, I hope na remember nyo pa siya. His theory about the hierarchy of needs. In his hierarchy, the one at the peak is our need for self-actualization. And he explains that the person who achieves this kind is accepting himself, others, and nature. A simple, spontaneous, and natural is open to different experiences, possess empathy and sympathy. The fortunate among the may others, they can achieve this state of self-actualization later in life, but has to start the process while still in school and provide ano pala ang napoprovide ng school sa atin. Remember, school provides education and there is learning class actually is meant to be shared with other people, but what can you share if you don't know it to begin? So, maintindihan mo yung nature ng self-actualization mo if you know exactly the concept behind it. The second we have Carl Rogers. He believes the person can enhance self-directed learning by improving self-understanding behavior. Now, the humanistic design, the development of the self is the ultimate objective of learning. It stresses the whole person and the integration of thinking, feeling, and doing. It considers the cognitive, affective, and psychomotor domains to be interconnected and must be addressed in the curriculum. Problem-centered design. So generally, this design draws on social problem, need, interests, and abilities of the learners. Various problems are given emphasis. These are those that center in life situations, contemporary life problems, areas of living, and many of others. In this curriculum, contents across subject boundaries and must be based on the needs, concerns, and abilities of the student. So, two examples are given for problem-centered design curriculum. We have life situation design and core problem design. Life situations design, the contents of this design are organized in ways that allow students to clearly view problem areas. It uses the past and present experiences of learners as a means to analyze the basic areas of living. As a starting point, the pressing immediate problems of the society and the students' existing concerns are utilized. So, ibig sabihin, yung mga challenges na kinakarahap ng mga estudyante sa araw-araw na pamumuhay nila are being related to general problems of the society. Now, the connection of subject matter real situation increases relevance of the curriculum because of the course mas nakaka-relate yung mga estudyante. Core problem design. It centers on general education and the problems are based on the common human activities. The central focus of the core design includes common needs, problems, and concerns of the learner.
Approaches in curriculum design. So may dalawa tayong approaches in curriculum design. First is child or learner-centered approach. This approach to curriculum is based on the underlying philosophy that the child is the center of the educational process. Curriculum is constructed based on the needs, interests, purpose, and abilities of the learners. Curriculum is also built upon the learner's knowledge, skills, learning, and potential. Ang child or learner-centered approach is engage student in the difficult, messy work learning na naghuhudyok at nagbibigay kapangyarihan sa mga mag-aaral sa pamamagitan ng pagbibigay sa kanila ng kontrol sa proseso ng pag-aaral at ini-encourage natin ang estudyante to reflect on what they are learning at kung paano nila ito matutunan. So as a guru is kailangan binibigyan natin ang mga estudyante ng suporta at pinapadali ang kanilang pag-aaral. This approach consider principle. Number 1, acknowledge and respect the fundamental rights of the children. So, kailangan is i-consider natin ang mga bata, ang kanilang pangangailangan, their learning capability, under sa kanilang interest. So, we are not going expect much from the child that they know everything. Kailangan is i-consider din natin ang pagiging handa ng estudyante. Number 2 is make all activities revolve around the overall development of the learners. That means we teach according sa kanilang kakayahan at interest na nababagay sa kanila. Number 3 is consider the uniqueness of every learners in a multicultural classroom. So we called it diversity learning. Learners are taught, process, and understand ideas and information in different ways. Second approach is subject-centered approach. This is ang core on a curriculum design which prescribes separate, distinct subject for every educational level: basic education, higher education, or vocational technical education. So, ang subject-centered approach is most commonly ginagamit na method para ma-organize ang educational experience upang or maging batayan kung saan ang mga karanasan sa pagkatuto ay naayos at ang karunungan sa subject ay nagiging batayan para sa pagkamit ng mga layuning pang-edukasyon. Number 1 is the primary focus in the subject matter, the emphasis on bits and pieces of information which may detach from life. The subject matter serves as a means of identifying problems of living. Learnings means accumulation of content or knowledge. Sokran.